I got to talk about it. I can't put it off any longer. I got a deck of cards, and they're all related to Sliders, seasons 1 and 2. Sliders. Now, I I was in my 20s when Sliders was on. I enjoyed Sliders. I did. It was something you just saw the potential of that was never realized, and you just went with it. I was a Sliders fan. I'm gonna rewatch all the Sliders. I got them all. Well, I think I got everything. I'm ready to watch Sliders again. But here they are. This is the original cast, and only one would survive the 5 years of the entire show, which says something about how networks and producers treated this show. It was a great concept. It was like Quantum Leap, but into parallel worlds. So it was doing multiverse of madness stuff 20 years before, 20, 30 years before the Marvel movies. But it's not like the multiverse stuff didn't already exist. That was going on in comics since the 1960s. The multiverse concepts and quantum realities, that all it starts with Borges. I talked a little bit about Borges before, Road of Forking Paths and all that. But, Sliders really went with it. And that's what I loved about the show. Even though the interpretations of history were a bit off, and, we weren't doing like Turtledove stuff, but it's just fun. You kind of had fun with it. And so here they are. Jerry O'Connell, obviously the standout in the show. There we go. This is what Sliders does. We know about Quinn. Do we know more about the cast? All these cards are these are just promo shots. I think years ago, O'Connell did a Funny or Die skit on Sliders, which is kind of amusing. He seems to he had to have a sense of humor about this show. So 1995. Yeah, 95. So I'm like 19 years old. Wow. There we go. First season stories are action-driven, as the Sliders are drawn across dimensions. Actions or situations shape their invent. Okay, that's not a very good sentence. But I'm just gonna leave that alone. All right, so here we go again. Second season episodes. There we go. Now these stories are character-driven. They were marked by stories in which our travelers' reactions shape the action around them. So there's some episodes that I'll have to look into again because I don't remember any of them. But there they are. So I don't know how far I'm going to go geeking out on Sliders because I need to refresh myself on Sliders. These cards are curling up too. We're going to start with the pilot. So we'll just work with this card. It's pretty basic. I don't even think you need much of a pilot. So Quinn figures out something, and he does a test before he should, and then he's randomly jumping from place to place, looking for a way home. Sound familiar? So there's his version of the remote control old 90s cell phone contraption, I guess. And no, wait a minute. It works once for Quinn. He manages to jump back to where he belongs because we know he's in the right Earth because the picket fence or the fence, the gate, it squeaks. And I guess it wouldn't squeak on any other Earth. I don't know. So it's about wormholes that take you into different dimensions. And then his basement shows up, and it was a comic book as well. And I guess it was a pretty good comic, but it's good luck trying to find those. Anyway, I guess if I looked. And of course, he learns everything from Professor Arturo. That was his friend, Arturo. And he was fired. There's an alternative Quinn who caused a ruckus to solve Quinn's equation, pulled back through the... It's all wormhole stuff. And again, it doesn't really matter how or why. And it still says pilot. We're just going to do all these pilot episode cards. Hopefully, though, it's not like my Buck Rogers stuff where we have all these cards. No. Then what happens? Quinn tries to do this. Arturo agrees. There's really not much going on in the pilot. And where'd the other two come in? Oh, yeah. Rembrandt Brown was the character's name. He was just like a lounge singer who got caught up for randomly. This is all random. And statue. Oh, right. Oh, so here's... I forgot about this. So it's... I don't know why they're doing this in 1995, but Quinn jumps into a world where America's taken over by the Soviets, of course, because in this world the domino theory was real. So we have a bit of a Red Dawn effect. I'd also recommend viewing if you want to know more about the Cold War era thought and as it is seen in fiction and television fiction. 1987, Amerika with the K. Go watch them on YouTube. I'll put like the first episode right above me here. It's got Chris Christopherson, Robert Urich. It's like 7 hours long. And at first you kind of want to sigh, but as a drama, it's kind of cool. It kind of works. So I was getting into it. So anyway, that's what happens here. Domino effect is real, and Quinn goes into like Soviet-occupied America. All right, and that's where it ends. So the rest is the next episode. So I don't know. There's no card that I can see. Are they putting the cast? Yes, they are. This is what these cards do. I've learned my lesson from the other cards I'm doing. So. Yeah, here's the cat. Who's watching? Who's gonna care? So we know about Quinn Mallory. There's Quinn. There's our cast. O'Connell. Yeah, there we go. What do we already kind of know about? He's 25 years old at the time. Okay. Thoughtful, impulsive. Here's his character Bible sketch, and then we've met Arturo, right? The professor guy. And Arturo is John Rhys-Davies, noted international physicist and Regents Professor of Cosmology. All right. So he comes along too. I like his interests include Jeopardy and fishing. That's nice. Okay, so here's the one that hasn't showed up in the cards yet. So she is Wade Wells, and she worked at the local Best Buy, or as we like to call it in TV land, Computer Superstore. Wow. She majored in literature at a junior college, and she had a crush on Quinn. And she's far from being a clinging vine. She's adventurous, but boy, they just like took this straight from the writer's Bible, didn't they? They didn't even try to change anything. Never afraid to speak her mind. She often tries to positively influence okay. And then we have, it is Rembrandt Brown. How many cards do I have of Rembrandt? Oh, this is bio card. We don't have the actors' names on. I'm gonna have to put the actor's name down. So I know he stayed with the show the whole run. Crying Man. That's what. Okay. Cleavant Derricks was an. Oh, so now we do have the character's name. So this is Sabrina Lloyd, played Wade, and R&B singer. Old, not as popular. It doesn't say how he got into this situation because I don't remember. I think they just crash landed and he went through with everybody else. And somehow he went into a world. Well, he also enjoys fishing. Okay. He went into a world where he was a superstar and we had some episodes where he got to sing and all that, and the optimistic character. So it's not as a team show goes. You've got a fair little mix, crotchety old guy, voice of reason here, the one that's getting everyone into trouble, and then just total outsider to say, hey, let's keep things on the level. What's going on here? So we needed a real person to balance like the scientific nut jobs. All right, so that is. I got a season 3 card in here too. We'll get to that. Unless this is the first and final Sliders card I do, I'm going to have to go watch some Sliders. Maybe you should too. And I'll think about Slider stories because I did geek out on this show. I like the concept. Was the show always great? No. Maybe not. And then maybe later we'll talk about Card War. All right, there you go. Those are some Sliders cards I picked up. Yeah.